Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, welcome back to ChäoS said. One thing I want to say real quick before we actually hop into this, and so I'm not going to start my timer just yet, is that at least what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm sort of going to leave it up to you guys really as to whether or not you'd prefer me to do it this way or not. But what I'm probably going to do once I make the switch to Windows 10, which is primarily being held back by Empire Total War and Tom Clancy's End War, if anything. Those are probably the two that are going to run the longest and sort of delay that. But what I'm thinking of doing is running this series and Clanad basically side by side. Although I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do them on the same day and just basically alternate them on a weekly basis, or if I'll run one on like Monday and the other on, say, Wednesday, for example, and just do them every week. As I said, I'm not quite sure about that. I'm still going to leave it up to you guys really as to whether or not you'd prefer for me to do it one way or the other, or if you would prefer for me to focus on one series and then once I finish one of them, go and focus on the other. That's going to be left up to you guys for the most part. But let's go ahead and actually hop into the game now. So this is the save that we want. Let me go and start my timer. Yes, load that save. Okay, so, being completely incapable of speech, I hurriedly hunched over. I shivered convulsively while Yua suddenly raised her voice. Her line of sight was aimed at my figure of Sarah, who, standing next to my monitor in her usual moe pose.
これってブラチューのセイラちゃんですよね。え、知ってるの？あ、はい。ブラチューは大好きで毎週見てます。
Oh, there you go. You guys have something in common, something to talk about.
セイラちゃんがお好きなんですね。私もヒロインの中では彼女が一番好きなんですよ。衣装も可愛いですし。
Her voice had grown lively. She wasn't just saying it to flatter me. How unexpected. Could it be that you,
不女子。あ、うん。
So she simply liked anime.
あれ、フィギュアって言うんですよね。ちょっと見せてもらってもいいですか？あ、すみません。ずうずうしいこと言っちゃって。もう帰った方がいいですよね。
Well, somewhat depends on the time. Flustered, she bowed her head to me repeatedly. Granted, we know it's pretty late at night. Or at least at some point at night. Maybe it's not that late, I don't know.
見ていいよ。
Anyway, it didn't feel so bad to have someone praise one of my wives. That was why I figured, why not be a little nicer to her?
本当ですか？ありがとうございます。
Yua picked Sira up and studied her seriously.
それは山陽堂版の覚醒前バージョンなんだ。セーラフィギュアはいくつか種類が出てるけど、最初に出たやつ。
I like how they actually really tried to emulate the stuttering of some of the words by having them only actually say part of it.
へえ。あまりクオリティは高くないよ。顔とか微妙に崩れてるし、ポーズも平凡すぎてあんまりエロくないし。でも服の胸元部分をキャストオフできるのは今のところそれだけなんだ。
Yeah, and of course because the whatchamacallit, wherever it is yeah, the glossary is basically all still in Japanese. Can't really say what cast offable is, but I'd imagine it has something to do with being able to take it off.
胸元？ ちなみに僕はセーラフィギュアは4種類全部揃えてるよ。そっちの棚に制服バージョンとメイドバージョン、あと水着バージョンがある。
そんなに種類がすごいですね。
一番評価が高いのはメイドバージョンなんだけど、個人的には水着バージョンも悪くないよ。
Okay.
そうなんですか。見てみたいですね。でもちょっと暗くて。
もうすぐアルファから待望の覚醒後バージョンが出るんだけど、これはかなりクオリティ高そうなんだ。キャストオフも胸元だけじゃなくてほぼ全身可能だっていうし、表情もポーズも質感も言うことなしだね。
Mm-hmm.
あとはカラーさえバッチリなら今年発売されたフィギュアの中でも MVP 候補だよ。
Mm-hmm.
アルファ？
メーカーだよ、フィギュアの。
なるほど。
Yeah, don't worry. I'm also a tad bit lost with some of the things he says. Catching myself, I held my tongue. I realized that I'd said too much. I don't think it's necessarily that you said too much, it's that you were more so talking far too quickly for anyone to really understand effectively what you were trying to say. Furthermore, going off like that about Bishoujo figures, I had the feeling that I'd said some pretty dumbass stuff, like about being able to cast off clothing and whether or not poses were sexy. I wanted to see what kind of face Yua was making, but I didn't have the courage to look. She'd definitely be looking down at me as if I were something dirty. So, as I desperately forced my face in some other direction, pulse racing, Yua called out to me, and I automatically turned in her direction. Far from wearing the scorn-filled expression I had feared, she was...
さっき言っていた戦闘バージョンとかメイドバージョンも見せてもらっていいですか？
She was curious, obviously.
うん。そっちの棚に。
I was utterly confused, because Yua was smiling as if she were really having fun. You make it sound like she's not allowed to have fun.
わあ、すごいですね。こんなにたくさん。
Her eyes sparkled even after she saw the shelf filled with figures. To think that there existed a 3D girl who could see this kind of thing and not be repulsed. It was a big world out there, or something along those lines.
メイドセイラちゃんってこれですね。ふむふむ。アニメの印象とはちょっと違うけど、すごく可愛いです。下着までちゃんと作り込んであるんだ。こういうの実物で見たのは初めてですけど、いいですね。私も買ってみようかな。
I would imagine that they're fairly pricey, so yeah, probably not going to be a fun time trying to collect them all, essentially.
だったら覚醒後バージョンを予約した方がいいよ。あれは絶対おすすめだから。
そうですね。あなたの話を聞いていたら、その覚醒後バージョンは本気で欲しくなりました。
Though granted, for all we know, it's possible that she's not actually enjoying this at all. She just happens to know it, so that we would let our guard down. You never know.
覚醒後って12話のあのシーンのことですよね。
よく知ってますな、お主。かなりのマニアですな。
Really? You gotta use art thou?
はい、好きですから。特にあの時の覚醒シーンは毎日録画したものを見返してます。
Okie dokie, that's a little bit too far for me.
あのシーンって演出と作画宮地なんだ。だからクオリティ高くて当然。
宮地？
そういう神クリエイターがいるんだ。あの人の演出はマジで神だよ。アットちゃんの実況版でも神来たってなるし。
そうなんですか。すごく知識が豊富なんですね。私、スタッフが誰かなんてまるで気にしてませんでした。
Don't worry, I don't pay any real attention to staff members either half the time, when it comes to anything.
監督と演出と脚本はチェックしとくといいよ。特に新作なんかはそれを調べるだけで内容の良し悪しが大体予測できるし。
わかりました。今度からそうしてみますね。
Yeah, I like to have my expectations not be controlled by who's working on it, because just because somebody's worked on something good in the past doesn't mean that they're going to do a great job this time around. Yua faced me again as she answered, wearing a charming smile. To think that I'd be on the receiving end of a girl's smile. To think that such an eroge-esque conversation could exist in real life, and that I myself would be able to experience it. 3D girls, my sister included, usually smiled at me as if they were making fun of me. I shouldn't forget Sarah's words to me. You mustn't trust anyone. You mustn't listen to anyone.
こんなこと聞いていいかどうかわからないんですけど。
何？
Yua suddenly began fidgeting. She faced downward and didn't try to meet my eyes. She's probably gotta go and take a piss or something.
聞かせてもらっても。
Oh, okay, no,
いいでし
never
ょうか。
mind.
あなたのお名前。
名前？
Now that she mentioned it, she'd introduced herself to me, but I hadn't reciprocated.
西条匠。
Becoming oddly embarrassed, I ended up mumbling it.
西条匠くんですね。何年生？
Is he not wearing his school uniform? Because I could have sworn that you're supposed to be able to generally tell based off the uniform in some way. I don't know what exactly is supposed to identify it, but I'm pretty sure something was.
2年。
私は3年。私の方が年上さんですね。
Well, I mean, I guess in that regard, yes, although it's also possible you guys could still be the exact same age, theoretically. Let's go green. Oh, jeez. That moe phrasing of hers made me downright dizzy. Was Yua the caring big sister type? She was real dangerous, luring me in like this. She had to be plotting something.
それで西条くんにお願いがあるんです。
A favor? Surely she didn't mean...
私あなたのことが好きなんです。ずっと西条くんのこと見てました。
Not creepy at all?
もう見てるだけじゃ嫌なんです。
Still not creepy. Yu's face was bright red. For some reason, after her sudden confession, she abruptly took off her top. Taking a bashful glance at me and my confusion, she shed her skirt as well. Her panties peeked from under the hem of her remaining blouse. They were black. Major points to her for acting embarrassed while doing something so daring, but my thoughts couldn't keep up with such a sudden development. It was all I could to just swallow the saliva in my mouth. Yua went even further. Putting her hands to the bottom of her blouse, she undid them from the top down, one by one. And then, slowly as though to inflame me, she dropped her blouse to the floor. Underneath it, inexplicably, she was wearing a racing swimsuit. Spunky, high cut, so tight it dug into her. What had happened to be black panties were in fact part of her racing suit. Hey, that said, in spite of her mild-mannered face, Yua had awfully big boobs. Let's just say GJ to how she avoided taking off her knee socks, and leave it at that. But
私のこと好きにしてください。 めちゃくちゃにしていいですから。
な
All I could do was become speechless. Under ordinary circumstances, there was to be no such thing as a 3D girl who would say things like this toward a male she just met. It was all but impossible. It was hot, but it didn't get me mowed up. I feverishly forced my reason, which was even now in danger of being completely blown away, to work at full capacity.
だが断る
Oh, okay. What's happened now? While I zoned out, becoming lost in my delusions, Yua fell gradually on her ass. Without any warning, she rubbed her butt and looked a bit as if she were about to cry.
すみません CD を踏んづけちゃったみたいです。ケース割れたかも。
The case might be broken.
本当にごめんなさい。私きちんと片付けますから。
いいよ
It's okay, so hurry up and go home. In any case, what was the favor she'd brought up earlier? Though I told her not to, Yua began tidying up the trash and CDs scattered at her feet. Her expression was so apologetic that it made me start to feel like I was the one at fault.
じゃあ足の踏み場だけでも確保させてください。すいません。その後でお願い言いますから。
So I think we'll find out what the favor is and then I'll probably cut this, depending on how long it takes to get there. As she cleaned briskly, Yua looked almost like my mother, doing whatever the heck she wanted without any thought for other people's extenuating circumstances. It was the perfect example of uncalled for meddling. At times like this, someone in my position should probably offer Yua my help. As we reached for the garbage our hands would touch, we'd say as we gazed at each other, and the atmosphere would start to get kind of intimate. What kind of love comedy is this? I'm definitely not gonna help, okay? Yua's hand, which had been neurotically repiling the mountain of magazines, stopped. Right then, her back happened to be facing me, and I couldn't really see what she was holding. Probably a porn book.
いえ、気にしないでください。
She was getting remarkably flustered. How suspicious. Thinking about it more carefully, it was the same as if she were doing a search of my room. She might be trying to steal something. I don't think she's trying to steal anything, because I doubt you have anything she would want. Maybe she thought that with so many figures, I wouldn't notice one or two missing. But you got that wrong. See here, I know everything about my brides. I noticed right away if even a single one vanished.
フィギュアには触らないでね
はい。いえ、違うんです。村中の同人誌っていうんですか。それが落ちてまして、ちょっと中身を見てみたら。
A Baracha Doshinji. An arrow one.
すごかったのでびっくりしました。
勝手に見ないでよ
すいません。
That's when you're supposed to say that when it fell, it opened up on its own, and you just happened to see what was inside. Yua frantically began moving her hands again. Having managed to create just enough space to sit down, she turned back to face me.
それでさっき言ったお願いですけど。
Here it is. I sucked down my breath and instinctively braced myself.
さっき言ったフィギュアの予約一緒に行ってもらえませんか。
What, can you not do it online?
私そういうアニメショップみたいなところって今まで行ったことなくて。
Like I said, you mean to tell me you can't do it online? Or would you just not want to do it online for some inexplicable reason?
私なんだかすごくぶしつけなお願いしてますよね。すいません。私のせいで西条くんは怪我をしたのに。
I was in real danger here. This wasn't the kind of problem where I could answer her carelessly. In the first place, you and I had similar hobbies, and she'd said she liked Sarah. And she'd acted really interested in what I had to say, and for an otaku like me, she was pretty easy to talk with. But this had to be a trap. Such an overly convenient, eroge-esque development would never happen in real life. Don't be poisoned by the third dimension. Think. What on earth was Yua's goal?
すいません。今のお願いは忘れてください。私、西条くんがいろいろ話してくれるのが、嬉しくて。
You know what, actually I think I'll cut this when she leaves, assuming she leaves relatively soon. Yua bowed her head to me. Considering that most 3D girls tend to be excessively pushy, she was showing unusual restraint. No girl this cute and with such a good personality could possibly exist in reality. This was an act. Watch me reject you. I'll shut you down like a man. When Yua raised her head, what I could see of her eyes behind her glasses looked damp. Could it be that she was crying? Because I hadn't said anything. I'd made her cry. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'd only ever experienced such scenes of emotional carnage in games. I was incredibly agitated. Plus, I felt guilty. It's often said that women's tears can become weapons, but only now did I get a sense of the truth behind those words. Honestly, I had no idea what to do. I just got myself into even more of a fit. I'll go with you, I started to say, but I couldn't go through with it. What if, after I said that, she told me, like, don't take it seriously, stupid, what a creep. Trapped in paranoia, I lost the ability to speak.
無理してくれなくていいです。私のわがままに西条くんを付き合わせるのは良くないですし。
Okay, yeah, I was gonna wonder if they were gonna do a sound effect for the sniffling. Her eyes had grown even wetter than before. Droplets seemed ready to come overflowing from the corners of her eyes any moment now.
行くよ。
言ってもらえるんですか?
Yeah. Helpless, I nodded. I couldn't think of any other way to make Yua stop crying. I had the feeling that I had strolled right into her trap, but Yua let out a relieved breath, took off her glasses, and wiped her tears.
断られて当然だと思ってたのに。西条くん、ありがとうございます。
She was thanking me. Yes, she is. It looked as though I had somehow managed to avoid making her cry for real. I was the one who felt like I'd been saved. How did I end up getting so cornered? Or how had I ended up getting so cornered? Damn you, 3D girl. Lack of preparation was my greatest enemy.
行くとしたらいつがいいでしょう?
On top of that, she had her sorrowful expression gone. Now she looked thoroughly delighted. She might have been crying crocodile tears after all. If so, those were some professional level acting skills.
セイラちゃんの新しいフィギュアはもうすぐ発売なんですよね。
うん。きっとすぐに完売しちゃうだろうね。
So, tomorrow is probably a good date depending on, what tomorrow is in this case.
だったら早めに行った方が良さそうですね。明日とか。
There you go. That's what I figured. I figured tomorrow is probably best. Because it's soon enough to where you're pretty much guaranteed to at least get there. According to my schedule for the week, tomorrow was certainly a school-going day. This week, of all weeks, I had to go 3 times as a result. Though, next week I would only have to go twice. Tomorrow was looking to be a pretty depressing day. But if I told you, actually, I'm not going, now that she's gotten all excited about it, she might start crying again. Ugh. She had me wrapped around her little finger.
わかったよ。
I reluctantly gave my assent. Or, yeah, whatever. Assent? I don't know. You seemed pleased. Making that face at me wouldn't be enough to trick me, you know?
西条くんは何組？明日
B 組。
Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that.
西条くんは何組？明日放課後に迎えに行きますよ。
Accidentally hit twice. So he's in class B.
2年 B 組ですね。じゃあ授業が終わったら待っててください。
Well, wanting you would leave faster, I went on bobbing my head. Promising to hang out with a girl, that wasn't some kind of dream or delusion, was it? I pinched my cheek, just in case. It hurt.
それじゃあ長い間お邪魔しちゃってすいませんでした。足もし痛かったらお医者さんに行ってくださいね。
あ、うん。
Still seated on the sofa, I watched you go. Immediately before leaving the room, you would turn to give me a little wave.
西条くん、また明日。
Okay, goodbye. You can leave now.
また明日だってさ。しかも手を振ったりして。
Yes, she did. Oh, now you're starting to creep me out, dude. My cheeks were naturally slipping into a smile, so I hastily pulled my face back into place.
あの女絶対僕に惚れてる。間違いないね。
Okay, think what you want, buddy old pal of mine.
まあ付き合うか付き合わないか僕に選択肢があるわけだし、あの女を情け容赦なく振ってやるさ。お前は僕の女にふさわしくない。セイラよりいい女になって出直してこい。まあ一生無理だけどな。何しろセイラは永遠の17歳だからな。みたいな。
Okay, well that's going to be it because the game's decided to minimize on me now. And I'm just going to have to go and quickly replay basically through all of that. But until next time, goodbye.